I used to design rooms that belonged on magazine covers. They were flawless, expensive, untouched. Clients would walk in, smile politely, and I'd watch their shoulders stay right where they were, up by their ears. Be honest. Raise your hand if you've ever realized you're holding tension in your jaw just from walking in your front door. I designed my own place the same way. One morning, I caught myself whispering to a half dead fiddle lead fig, "Come on, buddy, don't quit on me." That's when it hit me. If you're giving motivational speeches to a plant at 7 a.m., your home is trying to tell you something. If procrastination were an interior style, I'd have invented it. My first place looked like a tribute to the laundry chair genre. We all have that chair. That's basically a coke rack with delusions of grandeur. Your home is your nervous system made visible. Chaos in the space equals static in the body. I've come to believe that every room is a question we're asking ourselves about the lives we want to live. Cold perfection equals emotional hypothermia. Most of us don't need a bigger home. We need a braver one. As Aristotle might have said, if he had seen my closet, know thyself and maybe start by letting go of those jeans from 2007. Let me tell you about Claire. Claire is the woman who seems engineered for success. Impressive title, passport full of stamps, a wardrobe so curated your favorite boutique would cry. Every night, she came home to a $4.5 million house that felt like a luxurious waiting room. She wasn't allowed to excel. White marble, edges sharp enough to file taxes on. Recess lighting bright. She joked she could perform minor surgeries. She called it serene. Her body called it hypervigilant. She hadn't slept through the night in 2 years. One evening, because breakthroughs are rude and always arrived when you're doom scrolling in pajama pants, she stumbled across a sentence I'd written. Your environment is finishing the sentences your subconscious is too polite to say out loud. She looked around her pristine space and for the first time really saw it. The 14-foot sofa no one sat on because it costs more than most cars. The art chosen to appreciate but never actually appreciated. The kitchen island that mostly hosted an open mail whispered, "You're behind." She texted me one day at 11:47 p.m. "I think my house is gaslighting me." That was the moment she stopped renovating and started recovering. We began with a ritual I use with every private client. We walked the entire home in silence and asked one question in every room. How do I want to feel here? Not what should this look like, not what do magazines say, just how do I want to feel? In the bedroom, she whispered, "Held." In the kitchen, nourished, not judged. In the dining room she never used, she wanted to feel connected. My philosophy is simple. Feelings first, design second. Always. We let go of 68% of the furniture, not because it wasn't beautiful, because it was performing, not supporting. Then, we rebuilt her home like we were rebuilding her nervous system. We started with the 50-year-old reclaimed oak table with scars that said, "Life happened here and it was good." Linen curtains the color of a morning fog, softening the light until it felt like cashmere. A sculpture chair placed exactly where the sun pulls every afternoon. She now calls it her 3 o'clock therapy session. Living walls of plants to remind a type A brain that growth can be gentled, unhurried, and gloriously imperfect. We installed tunable circadian lighting that wakes her like a slow Mediterranean sunrise, because if you're going to spend $500,000 on lighting, it should at least flirt with you. 6 months later, Claire hosted her first dinner party in 4 years. 8 people around that scarred oak table, laughing past midnight. She sent me a photo the next morning. Empty wine glasses, wrinkled linens, crumbs everywhere. The caption read, "This is the most beautiful my house has ever looked." Here's what actually changed her life. Not the money, not the furniture. The courage to design for the woman she was becoming, not the one she was still performing. You don't need permission to make your home feel like medicine. You need 3 things. Start with brutal honesty about how your space makes you feel. And yes, that includes the junk drawer you're afraid to open. Raise your hand if you have one. I know I'm not the only one. Number 2, the courage to release anything, no matter the price tag. That rehearses an old identity. And finally, 1 square meter reserved for the person you're trying to become. Start there. 1 corner, 1 lamp that makes you excel. 1 plant that survives your worst moods. Design doesn't start with a shopping list. It starts with the willingness to let go of the mug collection you inherited from 3 ex-roommates ago. Because when your home speaks in the language of rest, possibility, and you are already enough, your life starts answering in the same dialect. Let me ask you, if your home could talk, what story would it be telling about you right now? And is it the one you still want to live?